Let's talk about value. There's too many AI initiatives being sold on vague and subjective narratives. AI will change how we work and replace humans. AI will save us time. But boards and execs don't buy stories. They buy numbers. That's why in this video I'll show you how to define quantifiable value and cost models that build a compelling business case for AI. Now this is one of my favourite topics because when you get it right, the results can be staggering. I've seen business cases showing 2,000% return on investment. And no, that's not an exaggeration. Now here's the catch. You have to put in the effort by defining value and cost models, building a solid business case and showing tangible ROI. If you're client-side enterprise, hold your suppliers accountable for delivering measurable outcomes and not vague claims. And if you're on the consulting side, you need structured thinking and evidence, not cliches. Just like school, it's your workings that get you the marks. I'm going to split these videos into two parts to keep it short and to the point. Today is about value. In the next one, we'll cover estimating costs. And together, they'll give you a robust value cost model. So coming back to my last video on use cases, problem space and solution space, this is certainly problem space thinking. So let's dive into the key pillars of the value model. First up, human efficiency. Often confused with headcount reduction. But actually it's more nuanced. It's often about redeploying people. For example, admin roles becoming prompt engineers or contact center staff moving into inside sales. Yes, headcount reduction happens, but you need to be certain. In many cases, people's expertise is still valuable elsewhere, and you want to factor in readiness costs to enable that. Next, process effectiveness. This is where creativity happens. Infuse processes with AI or replace them with autonomy and automation, and you reshape the organization. That drives dramatic efficiency gains and cost extraction. Then quality and reliability, often measured by error reduction, still a huge issue for most enterprises. Fewer errors means lower costs, better compliance and happier customers. That's a huge win for both the top and bottom line. So that's the first three pillars: human efficiency, process effectiveness and quality. They're the operational levers, the foundation. They resonate quickly with the business. But if you want the board's attention, you need to go further. And that's where the strategic levers come in. These build on the operational layer and they compound over time. They're about sustainability, growth and resilience. The first of these, financial impact, is the most straightforward and relates to extracting cost from the business, which boosts margin. By freeing up people and assets, you create space to focus on the higher value work, which drives revenue. So financial impact is both cost extraction and growth potential, and is measurable in pounds, dollars and euros, not buzzwords. The next pillar, customer experience, is an example we'll cover next. It's about the long game. Happier customers churn less. Faster service means they buy more. And consistent personalised interactions builds loyalty. When you quantify retention and conversion uplift, customer experience becomes a revenue protection and revenue growth lever, not just a feel-good story. Next, innovation and growth is where AI changes the game completely. It lets you create products and services that just weren't possible before. It allows you to expand into new markets at scale without adding headcount, and it opens a door to entirely new business models. Innovation and growth isn't about squeezing efficiency, it's about future revenue and competitive edge. Finally, risk and resilience, where AI reduces errors and compliance risks. It provides operational stability, even under spikes in demand. It helps you capture knowledge and reduce dependency on individuals. In other words, risk and resilience protects both your top line and your bottom line. It's risk insurance, and it matters just as much as efficiency. Okay, so now we have the framework covered, let's dive into 3 examples to give you a flavour of how to work this stuff through. It's important to state that these are just examples and can be solved in different ways. There's no right answer. It's a process to get you there that matters. Let's start with a manufacturing example, predictive maintenance. Right now, a typical plant might see 120 hours of unplanned downtime per month. Every hour lost costs around £500 in production, plus £1,500 per repair incident. Add it up and you have potential for some serious loss. By applying AI to predict failures and schedule repairs in advance, you can cut downtime by about 40%. That's fewer breakdowns, fewer fire drills, and far less wasted production time. When you model it through, the saving is around $648,000 per year in just one area of the business. This is process effectiveness in action. Now let's shift to the retail contact center, a human efficiency scenario. Imagine you're handling 120,000 customer queries a month at an average cost of £3.50 each. With 180 agents, that adds up fast. If you automate even 40% of those queries, the simple FAQs, the refunds and returns, you slash handling costs by about 35 pence per interaction. That works out at roughly 1.8 million in annual savings, plus a headcount reduction of around 27 FTEs. So it's no surprise call centres are one of the first places enterprises look for AI efficiencies. But here's where it gets really interesting. If we move to the customer experience pillar and apply that to the same scenario, those same 48,000 automated interactions per month don't just save money, they also save customer time. Cutting wait times from 8 minutes to 90 seconds gives customers back 62,000 hours a year. That's 7 years of time saved. If that improves retention by just 1% in a customer base of 1 million, assuming £200 lifetime customer value, you're looking at 2 million in preserved revenue. Even in a modest sales conversion uplift, and suddenly your £1.8 million efficiency saving doubles to almost 3.8 million in total value per year. Now, typically enterprises measure over a 3 to 5 year payback period, so we're now looking at 11.4 million savings over a 3-year period for 2 pillars alone. That's the power of combining operational efficiency with strategic levers like customer experience. And remember, these are just 3 examples. When you apply the full framework, the numbers compound fast. That's why building a structured value model isn't optional. It's how you separate AI hype from a real business case. So we're going to stop here and cover the flip side of the coin, which is cost savings, in the next video. Remember, even if you prefer to focus on the technology space and building solutions, you need to do your homework in the problem space first to even justify a seat at the table. It's what leaders are looking for to back up the claims. So do yourself a favour and get the spreadsheets, the Copilot out to build a value model. It will definitely pay off, so to speak. See you next time.